Welcome to the Fermented Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and on this channel I'm sharing our journey of learning how to turn our home into a homestead. Today we're going to be doing two different things. I'm going to be showing you a garden tour because I haven't brought you along for my garden in a while, really since August, since I've been doing the Every Bit Counts challenge. And number two is day 21 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. We're going to dehydrate some celery. I haven't really built and expanded the garden a tremendous amount since the last time that I brought you guys along, but a lot's grown. This is the first area of the garden that we built together, and it's doing pretty darn good. The zinnias really are going crazy. They just keep coming and coming and coming. As well as that beautiful butterfly. The comfrey is hiding in there somewhere. It keeps dying and coming back and dying and coming back. So I don't know what's up with that.
Hi.
Very exhausted from working super hard.
I'm gonna sit on the swing.
So you can see the marigolds are doing great. Some of the peppers are doing okay, but something's coming along and getting them. So not sure about that one. These tomatoes are doing great. They're wild tomatoes. I haven't done much of anything with them. This is cherry tomatoes. I'm constantly picking tomatoes off of here. Some of them are getting a little bit split. So I'm just trying to knock those to the ground so they don't damage the plants. Oh, we got a nice big green one here. Looks like it's not damaged. And then same thing over here, tons and tons of marigolds, tons and tons of cherry tomatoes. And then these ones are doing great. We're getting the occasional hornworm, as I'm sure you can see here. Getting the occasional hornworm that I'm coming out here with my black light at night and picking them off. I haven't seen any in a couple days though, so maybe the season's coming to an end. I don't know. We were out here like a week ago, I think, and kind of trellising these guys up. I'm letting this one grow into a second stem to kind of occupy this vacant area of the trellis. And our jalapenos are doing great. You can see them in here. Probably gonna harvest these in the next couple days, at least a bunch of them. Some marigolds. I think there's got a Thai on here. I don't know how great it's doing though. Oh, we got a couple Thai chilies in there. This one has put off one zucchini so far. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. I haven't been out here for a couple days. Looks like a batch hatched. Darn it. I've been doing pretty good. I haven't had very many little baby squash, so. Oh gosh. This plant might be getting burned here pretty quick. Oh no. What is that, like an old dying one? Oh my gosh, this thing's getting burned. It's not putting anything out anyway. Okay, this one already got burned, and this one's getting ready. This tomato's doing good. This cucumber's actually surprisingly putting out cucumbers. I tend to take on more than I can chew, as evidenced by here. Most of these ones here, like these big ones, are still alive. I just need to put them in the ground. Some of them are not though. See, this one is, I just plucked 2 big cucumbers off of this one, and they're in the fridge. This one died, like literally got wiped out completely by a hornworm in one day, just dead. And then it came back. And then this guy here is, oh no. Oh no, freaking squash bugs. Okay, holy crap. It's about to go down. All right, so I'm gonna come back here after we're done with the tour, and it is time to attack the squash bugs. These ones are doing pretty good too. These tomatoes need a little water. A couple of them need some watering. And you can see all of the tomatoes here are doing great. The trellising is starting to work. They're kind of doing their thing. Need to come and follow up on this guy here. to get them to come over here. Or the opposite. I might have done the wrong one in the wrong direction. Most of the squash that I tried to plant the other day doesn't look like it's gonna make it. It's worth a shot though, right? The purslane is like got a mind of its own. Like it is a bush. And a lot of the other tomatoes just kind of, everything's just kind of growing. I got one big zucchini off of this thing yesterday, and it looks like the other one in there didn't get pollinated. Cabbages are doing a lot better than I thought. They're really starting to take off. We've had a lot of rain lately. Many of them died. You can see a lot of them died, but some of them are doing pretty okay. And the cucumbers, they're just taking off too. Had to trellis some of them to get them to come up to the trellis, which I installed a little higher than I thought, but they're doing good. See, I had to trellis across over here too. If you remember, I planted half of these with started bean seeds, which I won't do again. And then the other half I started probably 2 weeks after I transplanted the beans. Almost all the beans in this bed died that I transplanted. There's maybe a few, not very many, but we are starting to get our first flowers here. And these ones are keeping up at about the same pace as the ones that already started, but probably gonna come through. Didn't get a huge germination on here. I planted these very thick, and I think something came through and nibbled on them, but gonna replant. And then over here, these are soybeans. More than half of the bed here stops right here. Those are all soybeans. They're doing great. And some garbanzo beans that we transplanted. This bed of transplants didn't do terribly. They're starting to get some flowers, but this one did a lot better, and those ones are restarted. So I'm a little bit bummed that we had such a poor germination on the seeds, but it's also not terrible because then we'll have a bit more of a succession harvesting, which is good for fresh eating, not so good for harvesting. So win-win, you know, it's some parts of it are good, some parts of it are bad. This is all squash, and then up that half there is melons. And they're all they're taking off, gangbusters. They're flowering and doing all the things they're supposed to do. These are my husband's sunchokes. These are doing fantastic. And then over here are all of our these are noodle beans, and just the ones that climb. Starting to get some flowers. And even some noodle beans. So that's pretty much it for the garden. Oh, we got some potatoes I didn't show you. And you can see the potatoes did not do very well. There are some, especially over here. I don't even know if that's a potato. A couple reasons for this. A couple reasons for this, definitely, not most likely. The first reason is that these potatoes were the sprouts on them, a lot of them were probably a foot tall, and so they were probably just too sprouted. And the second reason is that something came along and dug up many of these, but not all of them. Like, so there we had a really high amount of these potato seeds that just didn't germinate or didn't fruit. So that sucked. Let's go inside. I'm going to show you my area where I have my starts inside. These guys. Oh, forgot to turn the light on. These guys that are somehow miraculously, some of them still alive. I have no idea how. I'm a terrible plant owner right now. The lettuce is doing great. These are all lettuce. And then you got some over here, not so great, not so great, dead. All my fault. Number one, they're still in here. That's the main reason. Number two, I keep forgetting to water. So I need to get back into gardening mode before it's too late. I kind of got out of gardening mode and into like food preservation mode, and I need to do both at the same time. So that is a project we're going to be doing in the next couple days. We're going to be replanting everything that died. I want to up-pot the lettuce into the green stalk planters, as well as plant a bunch more of the green beans. and then find places for kale and all that other stuff that's in there. One thing that we're going to be able to do with the potato bed is we're gonna succession plant a bunch of cabbages and things like that I need to restart here. We're gonna put a bunch of cabbage there, probably some kale, and we'll be able, it's a long windy pathway almost, and so we'll be able to start, we should be able to start a fair amount of stuff down there, and then we'll just kind of shove stuff in wherever we can for the most part. We're gonna dehydrate some celery, and I'm doing this, I've done this before, but it's been a long time since I've done it. My husband really enjoys this way of having celery. He likes to have this on hand so that when he's cooking, he can make like soups and stuff like that. He can throw it in his ramen and whatever else he likes to have celery for. He requested celery a while back, and so I figured I would go ahead and take care of it. I'm doing this based on a video that I watched earlier today by my friend Darcy over at Purposeful Pantry. If you don't know her channel, make sure you check her out. She is the Dehydrator Queen, and she has a book now to prove it. I don't have that book in my hand yet, but it is ordered, so hopefully I'll get that one soon. But anyway, so she said that you kind of have the option, you can par cook it or you can just dehydrate it. She prefers to dehydrate it because they just go through it quickly enough that it doesn't really matter. If you just do it this way, it will be not as soft, it'll have more of a bite to it, and it won't hold its color for a long time. But we've also found that we just found a jar of it the other day, and it has plenty of color to it, so it doesn't break down as much as one might think. So at any rate, we're gonna just chop these guys up here. I just got back inside not too long ago, and I was just thinking about while I was out there, I don't know if any of you guys would be interested in it, but I'm taking part, most likely I'm taking part in a couple of collaborations this month, and I'll tell you guys about those ones in a little while. But I was thinking about kind of doing my own, not a collaboration, but like my own theme for the month. And because I've been doing all of this food preservation, and oh gosh. So I've been doing all of this food preservation all month long, and I've been kind of in the background toying with my way of eating and kind of what I want to do moving forward. And as part of that, eventually switching over to like nourishing traditions type of a way of eating. I'm just trying to make some good habit changes, change my life a bit, and do some kind of healthful type things. My whole point in doing this is that I'm being a bit, I'm trying to be more consistent and trying to create habits, and oh gosh. Come on, Costco, do better. I just bought this yesterday. Look at this. Oh, I hope I can still save most of this. Oh, that's revolting. Okay, that one's good. I've never seen that before. I bought a lot of a lot of celery from Costco. We'll cut it off and see if we can save it. If not, crap. I'm toying with the idea of I'm going to be starting to do more nourishing tradition style. Like you've seen it a bit. I've been kind of soaking my grains and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about doing a sourdough September. I'm not an expert in sourdough by any stretch of the imagination. I have successfully made a few no-knead crusty loaves in the past, but it's been a long time and I've never had consistent success with it. So I'm thinking about doing a sourdough September as a way that you guys can, is a way that we can both kind of learn how to do sourdough before the holiday season, because I don't know how to do sourdough very successfully. I do have a starter that I'm going to reconstitute from, where did I get it? From Baker Creek. It's a dehydrated sourdough starter, and there's instructions and stuff in there, but I'm thinking I might also start one along with you guys. So tell me if you guys are interested in a non-expert's journey into sourdough and trying to figure it out for the month of September. I think that would be a lot of fun, and we could kind of do that together if you guys are interested in it. If you're not, totally cool, no big deal. I'm gonna do it either way. But I just figured I would give you guys a heads up in case you do want to kind of follow along and kind of learn along with me, as well as if you guys are experts or even, you know, you kind of know what you're doing, the tips and the feedback would be amazeballs. So what do you think? Sourdough September, learning how to do sourdough, all different types. We're gonna do We're gonna do the pancakes. We'll do like the crusty, you know, no knead loaves. We'll try and figure out a sandwich bread. You know, I've even seen people do like pizza dough, all kinds of things. Like there's a lot of stuff that you can do with sourdough. So let me know what you guys think down below, because I think this would be fun. I really think it'd be fun. Okay, so I'm gonna go wash these nasty things. We'll save as much of these as we can. They don't look, once I rinsed them off, it seemed like there were a couple that went really bad. So we got all of these done. I had that turned on, but it's too loud. So I'll just turn it back on when we're done. But I got all of these dehydrated. There's a ton, or on the dehydrator, and there's a ton of waste, unfortunately, because that one package that had, it was rotten in some way, but it looked more like it had maybe like a week ago, it had frozen and then thawed back out. Like it was almost like necrotic. You can see that, right? Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. Unfortunately, we got a lot of waste from that. But, you know, still saved a pretty fair amount of it. We're gonna finish this up in tomorrow's video. Let me know if you guys have any interest in the sourdough September thing I'm kind of toying with. I've been thinking about it while I've been dehydrating these. It's not gonna be a dedicated video every day to just sourdough all September, but I'm gonna be kind of showing how I'm gonna be starting up the sourdough, how I'm gonna be trying to figure out how to get a good routine going, and what I'm doing with the discard, you know, all those sorts of things, as well as, of course, recipes that I'm coming across that I want to try. I mean, like I said, I'll be doing like pancakes and pizza dough and regular breads, sandwich breads, all kinds of stuff. Whatever kind of things that I can come up with. I might even do a dessert or two, and we'll just see where the month winds us. We'll see where we end up by the end of it. As per Darcy's instructions, we're gonna put those in the dehydrator at 112 degrees so it can preserve all of its good enzymes and goodness and things to it. And if you didn't know, if you dehydrate it at too high of a temperature, you kill a lot of the enzymes in it, and it won't be as good of a finished product. It won't be as healthy for you if you cook it at too high of a temperature. So 112 degrees, and she said until it's done. It's 5:22 in the evening, so I'm probably just gonna let it go overnight. I'll do some digging and stuff and look further into it, but if I think that that's too long, I won't do it quite that long. But we're gonna pick up with this tomorrow morning, and I'll show you guys what we have. We'll finish this in tomorrow's video. If you guys are new around here, we just moved to our 30-acre homestead in southern Missouri. I'm bringing you along, sharing with you all the things that we're doing to turn our home into a homestead. And I'm also bringing you along for a lot of these videos in the kitchen, working on food preservation, canning, freezing, dehydrating, and fermenting. Whether it is Every Bit Counts Challenge Month or not, I like to do a lot of those videos, as well as showing you how you can incorporate those videos, as well as how you can incorporate those preserved foods in your everyday cooking and incorporate the preservation in your everyday life. If that sounds awesome to you, click this right here. This is the subscribe button. This is what tells YouTube that you want to come back here. Up here is the video that Mr. Google Pants thinks that you're going to enjoy. And if you got FOMO and you want to know what we did yesterday, click this one here. That's yesterday's video. And then up here is the Every Bit Counts Challenge playlist. Make sure you check that one out for all the awesomeness since the beginning of August. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.